Welcome to another episode of eyeBytes. I am your host, Daniel, and with me, as always, my good friend, my co-host, Sajan. Saj, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you, man?
I can't complain. You know, it's a Thursday night. We're recording this for a second time, and let's just hope this time we don't mess anything up. And people are probably wondering what's going on. We just released an episode not too long ago, and yes, we did. The reason why is because, well, there was an Apple event, and we decided, you know what, might as well cover it. We are both Apple fans, you more than me, and I know that we covered the Samsung event last episode, but we figured let's go a bit more in details with the Apple event. So to start off with, I don't know if you watched it or.
Yeah, I actually watched it. It was this time I didn't have any interruptions. It was sit back, put my monitor right up to my face, sit back,
6K
chill,
monitor,
6K monitor, and it was awesome.
See, I haven't watched it at all. I typically don't listen to the podcast because, for me, I listen to so many podcasts like Mac Break Weekly, Mac Accessibility Roundtable podcast. I think Jonathan Mosen's sure going to have a podcast this weekend about it. And for me, I just listen to those podcasts. I find they're much more easily digestible that way than having to listen to the keynote, then listen to all the podcasts, repeat the same thing over and over again. So I just rather listen to the podcasts, and I find it's just, I don't know, for me, it's better. It works that way.
I'm the opposite. You listen to the actual event, and then you don't even bother with a podcast for a whole entire week.
Yeah, I got too many podcasts to listen to. So yeah, so this past Tuesday, on March 8th, Apple had their peak performance.
Yep.
And it was basically to announce a few new products. So start off with, they were talked about Apple TV Plus, that Friday Night Baseball is coming. That's pretty awesome. 8 countries, including the United States, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, I think Japan. There's South Korea, and there's a few other countries. I think I don't remember. Brazil, I think too as well. But
I want to mention one thing here.
Yeah.
Apple. The first time there's something Apple introduced new that it's also available in Canada, by the way, right away. Because there's so many things, like even the Apple Card is still not available in Canada yet.
Yeah, I think even Apple Cash is not available in Canada either.
Yeah, I don't know.
And we've been waiting for a while for that one. Yeah. But so that's one of the first things they announced. They also announced new colors for the iPhone 13 and 13 Pro. Ooh, green for the iPhone 13 and Alpine green for the 13 Pro. Yay!
Yeah, so the regular iPhone 13 is a nice darker, like a really dark, deep green color. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't like that color, but they like the iPhone 13 Pro's color, the Alpine green. I actually like that one better too. And along with those, they've also released a new green wallpaper. Yay!
Wow!
Who doesn't like wallpaper?
That's going to be the highlight of the event. New wallpaper. Ooh.
And it's also free, so you don't have to buy anything.
Yeah, everybody's going to get that.
So wait on Monday or Tuesday when iOS 15.4 comes out. Enjoy that wallpaper.
All right. Well, so next, the big thing, one thing they announced, the first thing was a new iPhone SE. Yeah. All right. Cool. That's they call that the blind phone. A lot of blind podcasters I listen to call it the blind phone, so they call it the iPhone BE, not the SE. Basically, it's the same as always. It looks like an iPhone 8. It's got the A15 Bionic, same internals as the iPhone 13 and 13 Pro Max or 13
5G.
Pro. It's got 5G. I think it's only got the sub 6. It doesn't have the millimeter wave.
Yep.
And it's got colors. I think there's Midnight, Starlight, and Product Red, I think is some of the colors. And yeah, it's I know a lot of people love this type of phone because it is the one that has Touch ID. And a lot of people love the Touch ID. Not everybody likes Face ID. I know a lot of people seem to have a problem with Face ID. I don't. Yep. Mine actually works really well. So I don't know. I can see the appeal of Touch ID because you don't have to, for us blind people, we don't need to see the screen, so we can just put our hands in our pocket, unlock it with Touch ID, and we can use either an external keyboard, Braille keyboard, or any other external input device to control the phone and do what we need to do without ever taking the phone out of our pockets.
That makes sense. And also the batteries has been improved because of the A15 chip is less power hungry.
Yeah, they say it's definitely better battery. They don't say for how much more longer, how better it is.
Yep.
But apparently it's better battery. Mm-hmm. And so what else? Also that there was the iPad Air 5th generation. Same look as before. It's got the same 10.9 inch screen. It's got 5G. It's got the M1 processor in this one as well, which is kind of nice. I like that. They're slowly bringing all their products
to M1. Like that, but I'll tell you later that. But anyway, keep going.
Why not?
I find the iPad Pro is pointless now. That's why.
Oh yeah, it's better than the X1.
I wish they just put the iPhone SE chip in there, the A15 chip. I think that would have been awesome for a mid-tier iPad. But for a top-tier iPad, like the iPad Pro, I think the M1 should be, there. But I find putting the M1 in the mid-tier iPad complicates things. But anyway, it's still amazing. Smaller iPad, faster chip. I think it will be amazing for the people who like to have a smaller iPad, and it's awesome.
Huh. I know it apparently
also new purple.
Yeah, purple.
color.
Yeah, I don't know the exact colors. I think there's purple. There's always black, white, and it's got a 12 megapixel camera with center stage. And yeah, you got all the specs. I'm sure you can check out a lot of like iMore or Mobile Syrup, which is a good Canadian blog that will go in depth with all the specs. They also have 5G on this one, like I said. It's got twice as fast USB-C.
It's the sub-6 5G.
Was that?
It's not the millimeter wave 5G.
I think that was the SC that didn't have that.
Both
I
of them don't.
don't think they specified for the iPad Air if it had the sub-6 or I'm pretty certain it's probably just sub-6. I don't think
sub-6, yeah, because the iPad Pro has millimeter wave, not this one.
I forgot to also mention the SE. Both the SE and the iPad Air can be pre-ordered on March 11th. They are available on March 18th. The SE starts off at 64 gigs. I think it's $749. No, sorry, that's the iPad is 700. I think.
Yes, the iPad is 700, but the other one's for something.
479, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 479 for 64 gigs for the iPhone SE, and the iPad Air. Yeah, 749 at 64 gigs. I think it still has the 60. Is it that one that has 64 gigs and 256 gigs?
Which one?
The iPad Air, I think.
The iPad Air has 64
and 256.
Up to 256. Yes, it has 128 in the middle. 256.
Does that have 128?
Yes.
Okay. Next item on the block that they announced was a new processor. They have the M1 Ultra now. And what do you get when you put two M1 Max together? You get the M1 Ultra.
You get a beast
of a chip. It's a fast processor. Apparently 20 cores, I think I heard.
Yeah, 20 cores.
Which is freaking insane. But
you can edit 18 streams of 8K ProRes video on that thing.
Meaning that this product is not meant for the average user. It's meant for professionals, which is pretty much, I think 99% of our listeners are probably just average people that really don't care about this.
And if you don't, and you do want to have a Mac Mini, get the M1 Mac Mini. I think that would.
Well, they say it's got the same size as the Mac Mini. It's just twice as high.
Twice as tall.
So. You got a choice whether it's the M1 Max, the M1 Ultra. There's a lot of ports in the back. There's some USB-C Thunderbolts. There's Ethernet. There is a couple of USB-A ports, which is I like that when they rock that. They have a audio headphone jack. They have a couple of USB-Cs in the front with a SD card slot.
I will want to mention one thing. With you get the M1 Ultra chip, you get 6 Thunderbolt ports, USB-C ports. The 2 of them become a Thunderbolt 4, but if you get the M1 Max chip, you only get the 4 Thunderbolt on the back.
Okay.
And the other 2 on the front are just USB-Cs, fast.
Okay. I think it has Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.0, which is kind of nice. It's got, what else is there? I think it's available to order now, and it's going to be available on the 18th of March. If you're looking for the M1 Ultra, you may have to wait. I think April. I think Mobile Syrup, the person who did the article, said that they tried to order an M1 Ultra.
I did too, actually, for the
April.
home. I tried ordering one, and it's slipped from April 1st to April 10th.
That's probably going to be, everybody's going to want to buy that one, especially a lot of the pros. Yeah. The M1 Max starts at $2,499. That's like, wow. Okay, that's a start. That's a starting point. The Ultra starts off at 4,999 Canadian dollars.
I think that's actually reasonable for what you get.
Yeah, well, again, this is going to be for pros. It's not going to be for the average person. Pros are going to get a lot out of this for video processing, rendering, that kind of stuff. So it's not meant for the average user. Next, the last thing I think they announced was a new studio monitor that goes with the Mac Studio, which is kind of nice. It's a 5K.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was kind of scared on how big it would be because I bought the $6,000 Pro Display XDR.
Yeah, but it's a 32 inch though, isn't it?
Yes, this is a 32 inch, but the Studio Display is a 27 inch.
Yeah, this is
5K.
a 27 inch 5K, and yours is a 32 inch 6K. So I wouldn't worry about it.
This has some tricks up its sleeve. It has a 1080p ultra wide camera on the front with
for a center stage.
Center
as well.
stage.
It's got a 13 Bionic chip to run the Hey Shlomo, center stage, and spatial audio. It's got USB ports in the back. Sorry.
It has 4 speakers.
No, it's got 6 speakers.
Sorry,
4
6
subwoofers, 2 tweeters. It's got 3 studio quality mic arrays. What?
Say that again.
Say what again?
The speakers.
So going back, it's got 6 speakers, 4 subwoofers, 2 tweeters. It's got 3 studio quality mic arrays for the FaceTime audio, that kind of stuff. It's got a 12 megapixel 1080p camera in the front for a center stage. It's got Hey Shlomo, and it looks pretty nice actually for monitor. It's not cheap though, unfortunately. You can get a couple of stands. It comes with a stationary stand or a Visa mount. There's also a height and tilt stand that you can get as well. That's an extra $500 for that stand. The regular stand and the Visa mount are free, depending on which one you select.
You're just like in the beginning, like you don't get both in the box.
No. You would get either one. Then when you order your monitor, you could choose between the stationary or the Visa mount, which would be free, no extra charge. But if you choose the height and tilt one, it's going to be an extra $500 Canadian. Yep. If you can pre-order it now, and it comes around March 18th. You can get standard glass model, which starts at $1,999, and the nano textured glass starts off at I think $2,400 or $2,500. Sorry, and that if you consider on buying the nano textured, it would be why I think it comes with the special I call it the iRag,
the $20 Apple polishing cloth will be with the.
I would hope so.
That will come with the nano texture glass, but if you get the regular glossy, then you have to shell out another $20 if you want to get the Apple polishing cloth.
And because they announced a new studio monitor and the new Mac Studio, they also re-released the Magic Keyboard with Touch ID, Magic Mouse, Magic Trackpad with the same colors with black. They call it black now. It was space gray before, but they call it black now and silver. So it's kind of nice that they have that to make it look like. It's kind of crappy. You got to buy every single. You have to if you want to get this, you have to get the You have to get an external monitor. You buy the Mac Ultra Studio thing, and you have to buy a keyboard. You have to buy a mouse.
You have to buy everything separately.
Pretty much, yeah.
But that's why I liked one thing about the iMacs, where everything was all built in and it came everything in the box.
Then you're stuck with that monitor. That's the problem. At least with this, you can buy the Mac Studio and you can bring your own monitor. You don't have to buy the.
By the way, I don't know if you mentioned on the Mac Studio actually also has an HDMI port on the back.
Yeah, so HDMI. It's standard
any monitor. Doesn't have to be a USB-C monitor.
No, but you can bring your own monitor to this if you want, and you can bring your own keyboard. You don't have to buy the Apple Magic Keyboard or the Apple Mouse. You can bring your own keyboard or mouse or monitor.
The nice thing with the Apple keyboards is that there is a Touch ID sensor on it.
Yeah, so you can use it for when you want to purchase stuff online or whatever, which is kind of nice. I like Touch ID for that. And that was pretty much everything. To me, it was interesting. It was a good event. It's always pre-recorded, which I like that over the live stuff. They're a bit more tighter, they're a bit more professional when they do it already recorded. And
and also you get what do you get those what do you call them again?
What?
Oh my god, my brain is
your brain's thinking. I can hear the steam coming out of yours right now. For visually impaired and blind, what is it called? Audio descriptions. My goodness. Yeah, they do that from now on. When they do it pre-recorded, it's always audio description. Yeah, they've done that for live events as well. Which is
for the other events, for live events, right? When you're first watching it live, of course, you don't have that. But then they add that afterwards when they put it out. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
So what do you want to buy after seeing this event? What piques your interest?
Well, I'm thinking to get the Mac Studio, but honestly, Because I'm a student, I need a MacBook. I need a notebook to take to school and bring back home and just dock it to my monitor. But I'm just thinking to buy the M1, just regular M1 Mac Mini for the home use for like everyone else. Just have different users on. But this is mostly for people who are creators and
they need extra power to run to do the rendering and all that stuff. So like I said, it's not for the average user. This is more for professionals. For me, like I'm looking at the M1 Mini for fun, just for because I'm getting rid of my Mac because I'm like, you know what, I don't like Macs anymore. It's just with voiceover, it's just I'm not that productive. I'm much more productive with a Windows laptop. So I'm actually looking at upgrading my Windows my Mac, getting rid of this year and getting a new Windows laptop, which should be pretty nice. But for me, I looked at this. I'm like, okay, it's kind of nice. New SE. I know a lot of people like the SE. A lot of the blind community think that this is like the blind friendly phone or the blind edition. And I tend to agree. A lot of blind people like that Touch ID, the simple look of the phone. And it's a great starting point to get into the Apple ecosystem. And new colors for the 13 Pro and 13 and Mac Studio and monitor. I'm like, that's not for me. An iPad, I had an iPad before, mini. And I just found myself not using it as much. So I just ended up just selling it and sticking with my phone. So I don't really have anything in here.
I was going to go buy my dad the iPad mini for his notebook. He started using it as a notebook and the Apple Pencil.
For the people that they like that mini, it's got a nice little form factor to it.
Yeah.
But
before we do go, I wanted to mention one thing. iOS 15.4 is coming out to the public this week. And
maybe next week.
Whenever this podcast is out, most likely.
Probably going to be by the weekend or next week, So by the time this is out, you'll probably have iOS 15.4.
And I just want to mention one thing is if you have an iPhone 12 or later, you can actually unlock your iPhone with a mask on.
Yeah.
And it does not require an Apple Watch. And that's a very nice
the downside.
feature.
Womp womp. I can't do that with my iPhone 11. That's sadly. But that's okay. I don't really mind. I don't really unlock my phone that much with Face ID anyways with the mask. So I just...
Yeah, I mean, people who like to go, grocery shopping or whatever, and you want to use Apple Pay, you couldn't because the Apple Watch...
Well, that's if you have a watch. If you have the watch, then you can use Apple Pay on your watch.
Then you can, right?
But the way of doing it.
That's another... Yeah, I know. But like buying apps or, buying something online, you can't do if you have a mask on, but now you can with the iPhone.
Now, the one thing I'm glad they didn't announce today, I'm glad they didn't announce any AirPods Max because I just bought them.
Oh yeah, you bought new AirPods Max.
Yeah, the Amazon Canada had dropped the price quite significantly, and I'm like, I got an Amazon gift card. I'm like, the hell, I'm buying it. And I was like, I was afraid there was rumors they were going to maybe come out with a new AirPods Max. I'm like, please, no, I just bought my pair. I don't want to have to buy another one. But thankfully, they haven't announced one. And I kind of like them. They're not quite what I thought they were going to look like. They are heavier than like my Bose. They're much heavier than my Bose are. They do sound fine. They sound good. People say they sound fantastic. I'm like, I don't know. I guess I haven't had them long enough to know. Really I'm not an audiophile, so I can't really tell if they sound better or not. I know Randy told me that they sound amazing. I'm like, okay, I'll believe you.
No, but honestly, to me too. Like if you like really sit down and actually listen, you can hear a lot of instruments that you could not hear with other headphones. Yeah. I'm not saying. Well, high-end headphones, I'm sure you can. There are headphones out there, but like regular AirPods, you won't be able to hear those kind of things because you have a bigger driver, and it's more of a, you have a wider range of audio.
I do like the battery. Like they say it's 20 hours of battery life, and I think it comes up to about like every hour you use it, you lose like 5% of battery, which is kind of nice. For me, I use it.
It's not nice. I mean, I wish it didn't.
Well,
lose any battery.
But. Look, for wireless headphones, that's about average. Especially if you're like, I'm a heavy user. I use them between my Bose and my Macs. I use them all the time to listen. I turned on these.
I know you were a little concerned about it drink because it doesn't have a power button. You were
I like the power button more. Like the Bose, I like to shut them off and know that they're powered off. While these, they have that little. People call it a little brassiere, but I don't know. I can kind of see what they mean by it. To me, I don't mind it if it puts it in low power mode. For me, like what I've done, where I usually watch. I don't watch TV that much. I watch everything through my phone, and I just put a good pair of headphones. And to me, I'd rather spend a little bit more, get a good quality headphones, because if I'm going to listen to a film or a television series, I'd rather have good headphones and listen while I'm reclining on the couch. And what I've done actually is behind my coffee table, the side table I have, I put a couple of coat hangers, and that way I have my headphones dangling off that, so that way they don't take space on the table itself. So have that little case actually is not as horrible as I thought. I can just put my headphones in there, close the latch, and then hang them on the back of the table, and that way it keeps them in low power mode. And when I need to take them out, just unhook them from the coat hanger, and then just take the case off and start listening to them. But I like them. I don't regret buying them. I would not spend $800 for these because Canadian taxes including everything, you're looking close to $900. I'm like, that's not worth that price. But I was able to get them under $600 with taxes and everything. So to me, that was worth it.
If you can get it under $600, guys, buy it. Otherwise, don't
have to buy it if you don't. If it's something
if you're looking to buy it, if
you can get it for very cheap, go for it. But if definitely worth it. But anything else you want to add? Well, before we close,
no, that'll be good.
No, all right. So again, I'm Daniel. If you guys want to reach us, you can reach us via email at contact@eyebytes.tech. That is contact@eyebytes.tech, or you can reach us on Twitter at eyeBytespodcast. That's all one word. With a capital B and capital P. And you can also reach us via YouTube's. I think just look for eyeBytes with a capital B. All this stuff will be in the show notes, linked and everything, so you guys can easily find us that way. Let us know if you guys feel free to send us emails. If you guys are looking at buying stuff from Apple event, if you're not, we thought of it. We'd like to know. But yeah, again,
also leave us 5-star review if you don't mind.
Yeah, we got a few 5-star reviews from friends and family. So yeah, feel free if you want to leave us if you think you like this. If you like this and you want to, let us know. Go to Apple Podcast and leave us a 5-star review if you'd like. And let us know what you think, if you like this or not. We love doing this, so we'll keep doing it. But yeah, again, thanks for joining us. I was your host, Daniel, with my good friend Saj, and I hope you guys have a good night.
Bye.